Hey bakers! Today on Cakes by MK we are going to master a very important skill, which is how to whip egg whites to soft peaks, medium peaks, stiff peaks, and how to save overwhipped egg whites if you've gone a little too far. So to start off, you want to make sure the bowl that you're using is completely clean with no fat residue on it, otherwise this will prevent the egg whites from whipping up properly. If using a stand mixer like I am, then you want to use the whisk attachment, and you can also do this with a hand mixer too, it just might take a little bit longer. So first I'm going to show you the soft peak stage. So I'm adding some room temperature egg whites to my stand mixer, and I'm going to start off by first mixing my egg whites on a low to medium speed until it's light and frothy. This is going to help ensure the size of the air bubbles we're incorporating into our egg whites aren't too large, which is going to give us a more consistent texture. So after about a minute, you can see here that our egg whites are lighter in colour and they've got that frothy texture. And now I'm going to turn up the speed to a medium high so we can start adding some more structure to our egg whites. So about 2.5 minutes later, you can see here that our egg whites are less frothy with a bit more structure to them, and if I lift up a little of the mixture with my whisk, you can see some of the mixture sticking to the whisk, and if I turn it over, we've got that little peak on the top which is turning over onto itself because it's not that strong, which means that we're at the soft peak stage. So if your recipe calls for soft peaks, this is what you're looking for. Now if your recipe calls for a medium peak, sometimes also called a firm peak, then all you want to do is whisk your egg whites for a little longer, about another minute or so, depending on the strength of your mixer, until you reach the consistency where if you turn your whisk over, the peak almost stays upright and it's just at the top where the peak turns over onto itself. So the mixture is a little stronger than the soft peak stage. Now if your recipe calls for a stiff peak, then you want to go ahead and continue mixing your egg whites for another couple of minutes until you're able to turn your whisk over and the peak stays upright like this. So you've got a nice strong peak there. Now what happens if you accidentally overmix your egg whites? So to show you guys, I'm going ahead and overmixing my egg whites, and what ends up happening is your egg whites start to kind of disintegrate and clump together like this, which we really don't want. So a quick trick to bring your overwhipped egg whites back to life is to add in an unwhipped egg white and gently mix that in with your hand, and you'll start to see your egg whites slowly come back together. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up below and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.